class. Let's go over variables and expression notes. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to all of those athletes who are staying after school and getting their grades up. Yay for you. Okay, let's start with variables. A variable is a symbol. It's usually a letter. Now, we've gone over this many times. It can be any letter. Okay, any letter may be used as a variable, but some letters can be confused for numbers. For example, the letter S and 5, they do look alike, or Z and 2. If you remember on my Z, I usually put a cross in the middle of it. I cross that Z, that's how we know the difference. Okay, if you will, please highlight this on your notes so that you can refer back to them. Okay, the next one's mathematical expressions. Consist of numbers, variables, and operations. Okay. To evaluate a mathematical expression, substitute a given numeric value in for the variables and perform the given mathematical operations using the correct order of operations. Many words and phrases suggest mathematical operations. Okay, let's go over some examples. Okay, hang on, let me answer the phone real quick. Okay, I took care of that. For example, addition. You will see words such as plus, the sum of, increased by, total, more than, or added to. For subtraction, you will recognize the words such as minus, the difference of, decreased by, fewer than, less than, subtracted from. Okay, go back over those. I want you to pause here and reread those. Look at those words, okay? Okay, on to multiplication. Multiplication, think of times, the product of, multiplied by, or twice. You'll see twice many, many times. And then you will also see quadrupled or tripled. Okay. All right, for division, divided by, the quotient of, separate into equal parts. Okay, now let's go on to the chart or to the table, and we're going to fill this in. Okay, they give us a verbal expression, and then we're going to fill in the mathematical expression. The first one says the sum of a number and 10. If you'll look back, remember that sum means to add. So we're going to say a number, and you may use an n, or you can use an x here. So you would say n plus 10. N plus 10, a number and 10, the sum of a number and 10. Okay, the next one, the difference of a number and 21. Okay, when we talk about the difference, we're going to subtract the difference of a number, so we will use n for that, and then subtract 21, so n minus 21. Okay, the third one, the product of 6 and a number. The product is your key word for multiply or multiplication. So 6 times a number. And remember that when we're multiplying by a variable, we do not have to use a multiplication sign. So we're simply going to put 6 in. Okay, the quotient of 48 and a number. The quotient of 48 and a number. That means to divide. And we can write this in fraction form. So we'll have 48 on the top. 48 is your numerator. And n is your denominator. That means 48 divided by n. Okay, the last one. 1/4 of a number. When you see the word of, that is your cue to multiply. So we have 1/4 of, so 1/4 times n, or in this case, 1/4 n. Okay, the order is important in translating subtraction and division expressions. Okay, please read this and note. This is very confusing. The difference of a number and 6 is represented by n minus 6, not 6 minus n. or less than a number is represented by n minus 4. Since it implies you have a number first, then take 4 from it. Okay? The quotient is equally as confusing. The quotient of a number and 10 is represented by n divided by 10, or n over 10, which is also read n divided by 10. When representing multiplying a number and a variable, the number is written first, followed by the variable. For example, the product of n and 3 should be written 3n. All right, now let's read through number 1 on our examples. It says evaluate the variable expression. We have 3x minus 5y. If x is 7 and y is 4. Now, all we're going to do is plug these in. We're going to substitute 7 where you see the x. Now, how do we combine those? If you look at your 3 and your x, they're multiplied. So you're going to say 3 times x minus, you have 5 times y. So you're going to plug in a 4 for that y. So you have 3 times 7 minus 5 times 4. Simplify the resulting expression using order of operations. So we're going to multiply first. 3 times 7 is 21. 5 times 4 is 20. So 21 minus 20 is 1. Okay, on to number 2. Evaluate each expression below. If A is 6 and 2/10 and B is negative 9. Okay, for letter A, 8A. We're going to simply plug in 6 and 2/10 for the A. So 8 times 6 and 2/10. Multiply that out. And we get 49 and 6/10. Okay. If you're having trouble with the math, pause the video here and work that out. Okay, now B, we have A times B. So you're simply going to plug in 6 and 2/10 times a negative 9. Okay, and if you want to, just bring that negative out to be part of your answer, and you can multiply 6 and 2/10 times 9. And when we multiply that out, we get negative 55 and 8/10. Negative 55 and 8/10. Okay, letter C, we have B times A minus 3. Your A minus 3 is in parentheses. The first thing we're going to do is plug in those numbers. B is negative 9, and then times 6 and 2/10 minus 3. So we're going to work out what is in the parentheses first. So that becomes, oh, my bad, it's subtraction. Yes, you're right. Okay, so we have negative 9 times 3 and 2/10. We're going to multiply that out, and we come up with negative 28 and 8/10. Okay, on to letter D. We have 6b squared. Your B is negative 9. We're going to plug that in. Now here we have multiplication, and we also have an exponent. Remember, PEMDAS tells us to do that exponent first. That means we're taking negative 9 times negative 9. So that will give us a positive 81 in the parentheses. So we have 6 times 81, and that yields 486. Okay, letter E. 1/2 A minus 2/3 B. Okay, so 1/2 times 6 and 2/10 minus 2/3 times negative 9. Okay. Here we want to do the multiplication first, so 1/2 of 6 and 2/10 gives us 3 and 1/10. And then 2/3 of negative 9 gives us -6. So we have 3 1/10 minus a -6. Remember that when we have minus and negative, those will cancel out and make it a positive. So we have 3 1/10 plus 6. Remember when you're adding those to line up your decimals. So our final answer is 9 1/10. All right, guys, in closing, please make sure you have your name on your paper, and this will be for a grade. Bring it in tomorrow. Thank you. You guys have a good evening. Go ahead and add it. All right, I went ahead and added one extra problem at the bottom of this paper. Please work this out at the very bottom and return it tomorrow.